mean, as it is now, it's just that, Venezuelan gangs are,
Yep.
are all moving into the same neighborhood. And it's very much
What do you
like
see
the
that thing in
Five
Aurora,
Points,
Colorado?
back in the New York days. What?
The Aurora, Colorado apartment building. Do you know that issue?
No.
Okay. There's an apartment building in Aurora, Colorado that has been taken over by Venezuelan gangs.
Yeah.
And so they essentially, no one can collect rent anymore. The gang's collecting rent. They're evicting everyone out of the building, and they're controlling this building. And everyone's aware of it.
Yeah.
And it's
basically
been
squatting or the laws, using the laws of the United States.
Exactly. Because Colorado's incredibly liberal,
Right.
and that area is incredibly liberal. And
Yeah.
so see if you can find that story on the Venezuelan gangs taking over the apartment building in Colorado. I was watching a news piece on it today where they were, expressing this real confusion and frustration that there was nothing that they could be doing about this, and that they have different doors have X's on them. The red X's are when people have been evacuated from the apartment.
Says that they shut it down.
They shut down slumlord apartment. Wait a minute, slumlord. Are they saying anything about the gangs?
That's what I googled, and it says they.
Oh, they're calling them slumlords now?
Aurora evictions draw attention to owners' neglect at other apartments. Yeah, maybe that's true. But what about the gangs?
That's what I googled, and this is what pops up.
Yeah, see, that's the problem with Google. There's some stories. Okay, Special Task Force, check that out. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Special Task Force investigating Venezuelan gangs' alleged ties to Aurora. Aurora City Council officials say that apartment complex on Nome Street is closing due to code violations, but some council members allege there's more to the story. So this is what I've been reading. What I've been reading is that these Venezuelan gangs have occupied this thing. The gang known as Tren de Aragua started out as a prison gang in Venezuela, has expanded throughout the Western Hemisphere. Last month, the Biden administration designated the gang as a transnational criminal organization, accusing it of engaging in human smuggling and trafficking, gender-based violence, money laundering, and illicit drug trafficking. Aurora Police Department, in partnership with the Raven Task Force, has assigned 4 detectives to a special task force that includes additional local, state, and federal partners to investigate the violent crime impacting our migrant community, said Aurora PD spokesperson late Thursday. Yeah.
Well,
they had taken over an apartment complex.
Yeah.
The city is closing near Colfax and Peoria. Interesting.
So they just basically take over an apartment complex, and there's ain't nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Type of situation.
Yeah.
You can go through the courts all you want.
Well, especially if our laws are so lax.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's not good. And
No.
if they're all flooding in through the border, and these are the type of people that are flooding, those guys aren't coming over legally, the Venezuelan gang members. So that is an effect of what this
basically, especially Venezuela. I mean, that's been going on for a while. People trying to leave the country, and then they empty the jails, like Castro did. Empty the jails and let them come out. Because the gangs they're a political force. At some point they become a political force.
Yeah.
Because how many that takes, but that's what they're doing.
Especially when you have
warfare almost.
You have things like defunding the police and this lack of appreciation for law enforcement.
Yeah, and no cash bail. It's just a slap on the wrist.
All of it is crazy.
You can beat up cops and it's okay.
You can beat up cops as an illegal immigrant on film, and you just get let out of jail, and the kid's giving the Tupac double fingers to the
Oh man,
crazy. This is what is the end game of this type of behavior, and how is there no course correction? That's what's scary to people, and what should be scary to people, because this seems like if I wanted to throw the country into complete chaos, that's how I would do it.
Of course,
I'd have gangs come in through the border.
That's the way Stalin did it. They were involved in Stalin in his earlier his career, that they robbed banks.
Wow,
that's what they did. They were a gang and basically mayhem, but they robbed banks to finance the cause.
Crazy. What a weird time.
Yeah.